Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. Got another game between Aleg and Keyser. Aeon for the pink Frenchie. And Cybran. Where is Aleg from? Hungary? Hungary? Oh, don't mix up Bulgaria and Hungary. Hungary comes from similar to Canada. So we're on Open Palms. Good map for Cybran. Kind of difficult to do all that raiding you want to do. With Aeon, you kind of have to focus more on defending those early raids for Mantis, I think, more so than trying to do your own. And instead of raiding with your tanks, you need to try and raid with the labs at the start if you want. Keys are doing the making a single PGen here. Get some reclaim with his commander. Thanks to the bigger range, he can grab it more easily. Aleg has a lot of PGens here in his base. It's kind of, and he's actually stalling. So I haven't seen this build order before, where he has 6 PGen in his base. Mantis comes out after 5 engineers. So that's interesting. Second air. He's kind of low on mass now, so he needs to grab this pile. Is quite good. You should always grab this. You have some piles here, here, and here, which you should also be grabbing. And bits and pieces around the base, which help get that early boost. Some attack moves around here are good. The tree groups are quite nice, and there's some rocks mixed in here as well. So you should be trying to get a lot of the reclaim on this map. The trees are quite good, and they're kind of everywhere. And there's some rocks in there as well. So Aleg, that's pretty good build order. Maybe could have grabbed a mechs a bit faster. I wouldn't really walk past that. And now he is stalling. He does seem to have too much power in his build, but it's pretty good. See, Keyser actually has not spent his mass at all at the minute. And the bomber for Aleg is on its way. See what he sees. He sees this. This should be recognized as not an NG, because of the path it's on. I mean, it's not walking to these mexes or really towards these, but it's certainly worth it killing a tank there. Sort of would have helped a lot if he had one of the initial tanks go in this direction. It seems like he didn't get the attack order laid on the engineer while his scout was overhead and misses an opportunity there. Slightly strange that Keyser has most of his tanks on this side and only one over here. And this is the vulnerable expansion. I mean, the ACU can easily secure most of these mexes. Nice air scout overhead. So you can see how fast his opponent is expanding. You can see there's no ACU here at the minute. So the ACU is likely on its way across to this base. He's looking for targets with the scout plane. Should be able to easily kill this Mantis using the range. What have we got? We have another air factory now for Aleg with nice adjacency. Would be nicer to have it next to the hydro, but can't have everything. And he has another bomber out. So he can see this is likely an NG here, this signature, because, well, he just saw mechs getting built. Not the greatest target because I already built the mexes, but still worth killing. That's a very nice fight. Geezer just got caught out there, he had less tanks and didn't kite in time. Aurora in the early game are not, well, they get better in larger groups. So in small groups, there is a bigger opportunity for, you know, you have you have 4 Mantis against 3 Aurora, and if the Aurora don't kite perfectly, they're gonna die and probably not even do that much damage. And then also if you allow your landscapes to die, it's gonna be really bad for you. But this expansion completely denied right now, and Aleg actually has to turn away. One huge advantage of the Aurora is that they outrange the 2 on ACU. So it makes it very difficult to actually just get away from them. You can't kite with the ACU. These are with a very large mass bank at the minute. So definitely, when you have this kind of scenario, it's definitely time to add PGens immediately. So he has 3 engineers adding PGens. You probably want to add even a few more. This is an important raid that he can try and cut out, but it seems a little bit is getting past it. You have to clean up later, but he very easily defended versus Aleg's ACU here. This was a pretty big victory. Aleg is just full retreat mode back to his base. And Keezer, well, he's struggling to spend his stuff. Should be probably upgrading some mexes here, adding more factories. Let's see, here's more factories here. Definitely some mex upgrades would be nice. Aleg has 1 completed and the second one on the way. He has this one he built first. It has 3 PGens adjacent to it, so that reduces the power cost of the mex upgrade. Especially nice for your very first mex upgrade to have that extra adjacency to help you out. Bombers coming in to try and fend off these Aurora, which are just piling into Aleg's territory, and he just seems to have very few units. I'm not sure what's going on. Guess it's the mex upgrades, but damn, 1100 in the bank and 1300 for Keezer. So both players really struggling. I think they basically have all the mexes they should have, and they're not quite able to use them now. Aleg has lost his entire expansion, and his ACU is getting some good kills, but he's taking a lot of damage as well. I think maybe Keezer is close to going in for the kill here. Like, Aleg is on less than 6k. But still, his expansion over here with no defenses whatsoever is intact. His expansion at the back with just a factory back there is intact. You always want to get a factory here and make some engineers to suck up all this reclaim. And also have them in position as well to build PDs or something if necessary. 3rd air factory now. But Keezer is very wary of this getting destroyed by air, and he's continuing to make quite a lot of air. Seems to have air control despite having just a single factory with a minimal assist in comparison to Aleg. There's 3 factories, but is stalling on power. Seems like, oh, this ACU needs to be very careful, but he has a pretty good force now to versus this. I think he can probably secure Stockation pretty fast. Need to get some PD up and stuff. Another raid runs into Keezer's ACU. I wonder how many Mantis ran into. Wow, 14 kills, and he's basically just been standing right here. for the entire game, so. So somehow Aleg has I've missed this dying at the back. I'm not sure what happened here, but Keezer's back expansion is dead and there's no factory there to reinforce. Still Keezer, oh, he may have slightly more here. Looks very even, so it's going to come down to micro. It doesn't seem to be that much micro. Oh, Keezer getting in behind now. And Aleg goes to attack move. Keezer with some nice micro there. Actually, he did get in behind Aleg. Still massive pressure as well. What is Aleg gonna do? We finally have T2 land from him. We're 11.5 minutes in. He's only now gotten T2 land. You generally want to get T2 land faster versus Aeon than against other factions because of the power of the Aurora. It is simply better in many situations than other T1 tanks. I said earlier it's not so good for those early raids that you want to do with Mantis on this map because of the speed, but once you have a group of Aurora this size versus a similar sized group of Mantis, it becomes extremely difficult for the Mantis to do anything. So I would have liked to see more Medusa mixed in. Actually, we see some now. Medusa is quite good. Bombers are good, but there's a lot of AA mixed in now. Actually, far too much AA, probably. 20. Yeah, I think you could get away with a lot less T1 anti-air. They're quite expensive. As we see now, a raid coming to the bottom. He's brought some RTs, anticipating PDs, but there's not even PDs here. The mexes go down, and the raid gets cleaned up. We have a range gun on Keezer's commander. And we have hoplites for Aleg. He's not going to T3, he's just sticking on T2. I did forget to mention that this is a beta game. I think I forgot to mention it, but this is played on beta. And I'm not sure why both these players stayed on T1 so long, but they did. Keezer adding more power, build power to his air factory, and the hoplites try and hold back the horde. There's only so much stopping power a rocket bot has. It does have to... Oh, bombers coming in, but they are mostly dodged. Couple hoplites go down. The bombers get cleaned up. Rocket bots now running into range. They need to be very careful. They're a very squishy unit. If you don't keep them out of range of your opponent's T1, they will die very quickly. Now if we look at the score, you can see Aleg still, despite basically having the alt map control for a lot of the game. Oh, we have T2 mexes at the back. Does Keezer know these exist? Nope. He can see the reclaim is gone. He can see this is, unless he killed that, that's a T2 mex. Knows there's full T2 mex in the base, but he cannot see this. And if we look at his mex count, he has 1 almost done, 3 completed. And oh, all of these are going at the same time. There's no assist. That's not the best when you're stalling this much mass. We actually have a push now with a double gun commander on the other side, while this side is still, well, it's been dead for so long. And the one thing I don't see here is engineers for either side. Especially Keezer should be getting engineers here as fast as possible with a factory on the front, multiple factories, because there's so much reclaim here, and it's closer to Aleg than it is to Kaiser. So the longer he waits, the less likely he is to actually get this reclaim, unless he is simply never going to lose this position and just win the game. But it's going to be difficult to make pressure with these, to make progress with just Aurora now when there's hoplites. The hoplites seem to have been killed actually, but this guy survives on 18 kills. But now there are rhinos. Rhinos obviously nice on this map, as you can see it's very flat. And they require a lot less babysitting than hoplites. So you can see what happened to the rest of them. Well, they're all dead because of one or two times where he failed to kite at the right time. Time to kill this factory so he can get more adjacency. But Aleg has really nice economy, and he's just Kaiser's just been spamming T1. He does have these back mexes now. Does Aleg know that they're there? No, you see, it's very important to scout every one of your opponent's mexes so that you know what eco they're at, because if you don't know what eco your opponent has, you can't really make correct decisions. I mean, does your opponent have T1 mexes here or T2 mexes here? That can tell you exactly whether you're winning or losing the game. Like, that's a huge difference. Quite a few rhinos out now. All these mexes are dead. They've been dead for a while. Do we have any TMD? We have a single TMD here, and we have T3 land completed. We have PDs going up outside the base. We got some turtling happening from Aleg. Seven T2 mexes, 2 more here on the way. No T3 land started yet. He can see that the T2 HQ is grayed out, meaning that it's been upgraded or destroyed. I mean, it's almost always going to mean it's upgraded. And we have some dead mexes on Kaiser's side as well. Don't want to leave these go for too long either. All of this mass still, I haven't seen Kaiser get any of it. Meanwhile, all of this is gone to Aleg. An air fight. Aleg just chases down the inties of Kaiser. And it's time, he's done that, time for him to run those inties away. You have a T2 and T3 push from Aleg. 20k reclaimed, Kaiser's 5. Problem here is he doesn't have vision. Okay, we have a radar, it's gone up now. But I think he wasted a fair bit of DPS here. This is a much stronger army than this. This is basically pure T1. There may be some T2 in there. Oh, we have 6 obsidians. Obsidians, expensive tank, the most expensive really. They have the same cost as an Ilshavo, but they also drain 10 energy, so C means they cost an extra half T1 Pgent, or if you're on T2 power, then that's slightly more efficient, so the cost is a bit less. Generally, half a T1 Pgent is a good way to think of it. And also T1 Pgent costs 75 power, 700 or 750 power, 75 mass. So we have PDs going up here as well for Kaiser. And game is sort of now just stabilized, and Aleg is grabbing this reclaim field, and he has a much superior army. Whoa, we have a lot of jesters. Even though he's on T2, he's making jesters. A lot of jesters. 14 jesters. Does not want to run into these T1 anti-airs. No inties around to protect him. Needs to retreat to this flak over here. They have swift winds from Kaiser. We also have this TML. So you won't see any very greedy attacking of mexes over in this direction until he can get some TMD up over there. We have Corsairs. So we had all this assist, I think, on the T3 HQ. Now he wants to focus more on air, so he just gets all of his build power, moves to the T2 factory. It's the advantage of having a lot of engineers in your base. You can change up your focus very quickly if you have a lot of engineers in your base to move from factory to factory. Does Kaiser know yet what's at the back of this base? He does. He's seen these at some stage. He actually did manage to kill this, which was T2. I'm not sure how. The TML does not reach these vexes. That's sad. Now we have the T3 switch basically complete. We should not see any more Aurora. It's just dead weight at this stage. We have 6 harbs. And we have some Corsairs coming in. What are they aiming for? The HQ. But that's not enough Corsairs. Another Corsair hits the TML launcher. It doesn't have enough damage to kill a TML launcher. Or a TML, I should say. That's a bit redundant. T2 Pigeon goes down and the explosion kills the TML. And yeah, the HQ is not in any real danger. You need quite a lot of... If you had like 10 Corsairs, it would be very close to a one-shot, I think. I think you might need 11 or even 12 to kill an Aeon T3 HQ. And these jets are all just dying to flak. And T1AA, it's a mass donation. Looks very bad for Kaiser now. He actually has all of his obsidian shields paused, so they have far less HP now. They have 1500 HP on their shield, I believe. Only 1250 health, so they're less than half HP. If Aleg knew that the shields were turned off, it would be the absolute greatest time to attack. Ooh, look at that spider bot. Queued up. Let's look at the eco. We have 16 T2 mexes. TML is gone now, so these mechs are safe for the moment, as are these. And we have... Well, this is a strange thing, is that he has a lot of, basically most of his army over here in this T3 force, and most of Kaiser's army is on the right. That's sort of a mismatch, and not the good kind for Aleg. This spider's going very quickly. Now this is beta, so you can see the build time for a single T3 engineer would take 15 minutes. I think currently it would take about 7 minutes to complete in normal balance, but in beta you need a lot more build power, so we have 9 T3 NGs, a few T1. T3 NG supplies 30 build power, T1 supplies 5. And that's building pretty quick. He actually has now a massive mass stall. He's control K'd some, I believe these are T3 support factories, or at least T2. So nice bit of mass in them. More redundant factories being reclaimed. Actually, the T2 Air HQ is being reclaimed. So he expects to end the game with this spider bot. Let's see the army of Geezer. 27 obsidians. 150 Aurora, 13 Arbs. Does he know? Is this... Oh, it's very nearly done. So he probably has not yet noticed how this base has been cannibalized to build that spider bot. Here we go, Aleg. Scouts show the path for him to take. The long range, what are they, bolters? Laser bolters or something? Can't remember what the weapon is called. Doing some damage. And now Keezer knows for sure. Once you see those weapons, they're pretty distinctive. You know there's a spider coming. So I think the only reaction you can have is, well, just T2 PDs in the base. Under his shield, preferably. But the odds you defend this are quite low. I think T2 PDs is really the only answer at this stage, but the turn is not good. He's actually getting surrounded. There's a lot of units in range, a lot of obsidians doing a lot of damage. The monkey has one vet. Oh, under 6k. And it gets out of range. It's almost on its second vet level. 5k. There it goes. It gets about 4.5k. It gets exactly 4.5k HP back with every vet. And now it's up to 11,000, and I think that was the only chance to kill it there. Probably gone. Looking at the base. Oh, we have a second spider completed now. Kiting is much better this time around by Aleg. And with the second spider bot complete, this is just about done. Keezer wondering where he went wrong. I think it was the reclaim, really. Aleg got so much reclaim. Oh, this spider. So difficult to kill. We're playing like noobs. Well, there was a lot of mass in the bank early on for both of them. Yeah, Alec had that early eco lead. He teched all these quite a bit before Keezer teched his. This battle, I mean, Keezer just denied these expansions forever, but didn't actually take any of the mass from the fight, it seemed. At one stage it was like 20,000 mass to 5,000. Aleg's favor, that's a huge differential. And at the end we have 51,000 to 27,000. Again, very large difference of mass. About a spider bot's worth. Spider bot is 20,000 mass in beta. In normal balance it's 19. So nicely played from Aleg. Also shows that you can in fact build experimentals in beta. Not much T3 action in this one. Aleg only really built some loyalists, so we didn't see much Harb versus loyalist fighting. Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. Tune in soon for another new cast. See ya.